And we are rolling on July 11th, 2018, where it's a beautiful day in Los Angeles, where the sunshine is shining. Unfortunately, people are talking when our wonderful speaker, Joanna, is looking to have all eyeballs on her. She's managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, making sure all computers are closed, phones are away. She's communicating respect non-verbally. She's saying to herself, I respect my audience, and really means it. She's finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hi everyone, my name is Joanna.
Hi Joanna.
This last week we had to do an experiment where we had to communicate respect non-verbally, and what that meant was we kind of had to do it through gestures or kindness. This was actually a bit difficult for me just because I don't know, when I go out and like order food, I'm very shy. I try to like get it over with, or usually I try to avoid ordering food for myself, you know. So I'm gonna tell you 3 stories. I'm gonna tell you a good story, a bad story, and then an ugly story. For the first story, which is good, I actually went to go order fast food. It was at McDonald's, I know, and I was actually expecting really like negative kind of approach, because the girl seemed like she was having a bad day. She kind of gave me a little bit attitude at first, so I didn't really want to do it, but you know, I went for it anyways. I asked her like, hi, how are you? How was your day? And I actually ended up having a conversation with her instead of just getting right to it. And at the end, I actually got a free shake. Yo, I got a free shake.
Yeah, told you.
That made me feel really good. I mean, I don't know, maybe they just were trying to get rid of the ice cream, I don't know. But yeah, so that was the good. Now that I told you about the good, I'm going to tell you about the bad. For the bad story, I went to Starbucks. I frequently go to Starbucks. I go every single day to order. Usually I order through the mobile app, but this time I actually went because I didn't have my phone on me. So I went, and usually they're actually pretty friendly, but this day maybe she was having a bad day. I don't know, but I asked her how her day was going, and she completely ignored me. She just said, okay, what can I get for you? She kind of gave me attitude, and I was like, okay. So I didn't really try after that. Maybe I should have, but I really didn't. That was a bad. And then for the ugly, it was actually when I was walking out of class. I remembered that the professor said, you know, we should try to smile at people, and as we were walking out, so I did, but everyone ignored me. I don't think anyone really listened to me or like really paid attention to what I was doing, so kind of felt kind of dumb for doing that. That was the ugly. What I learned from this experiment is that everyone kind of takes respect in like a different way. Some people are actually really friendly and like reciprocate it back to you. Some people are kind of rude about it, and then others just don't really pay attention to it, I guess.
Thank you, Joanna. Stay up there for your critique. If you could go to the middle. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Did you get in the power stance? Feet wider than your shoulders? Yeah, feet like a tripod. There you go. Good. Okay, let's start in the rear, back here. Sir, you like. Hi, Jesus.
I think your speech was great. I like the attention. I like how you got everybody's attention when you said that you got a free drink. And I think your stories were really good.
Thank you.
Improvement.
Well, I'm Randall.
Hi, Randolph.
Randall.
Oh, Brandel.
Yeah.
Hi, Brandel.
As you can have more eye contact with audience about those students, they are not speakers.
Okay, thank you.
we'll do a little eye contact exercise with you. Take your hands out of your pocket, let them be by your side. Try to relax a little. You're real tense, so just be easy. This is fun, right? You're learning. You take a step forward. You're away from the audience, like your back to the wall. So you don't want to look like you're afraid of your audience, right? Everything's good. Well, you started with an intro, which is, Joanna, you're a down-to-business girl. I did an experiment, and here it was. Fine. In the future, let's look for a poem, a quote, a story, a rhetorical question, a joke, something to get us used to listening to you that kind of warms us up, so draws us in a little bit. You did have a nice preview, though. You did tell us you were going to go for the good, the bad, the ugly. So that was a kind of a pact with your audience, and that was good. So we knew what you were going to do. Like to have a little bit more emphasis on the narrative by saying, let me first go to the good. Went to McDonald's, thought this is weird, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I got a free milkshake, and you got some enthusiasm going there, and that was good. I usually get apple pies, so I'm really impressed you got a milkshake. I only get apple pies, so
I didn't even know that they sold apple pie.
Yeah, they have apple pie. These
Little boxes.
little boxes of apple pie. Yeah.
50 cents?
Yeah,
They're
50
50
cents.
cents.
Yeah. 50 cents. Yeah. Okay. What was interesting is you were trying to explain it away, like maybe they were overstuffed with milkshakes or something. No, it was just you made a human connection. I think I've seen this in many instances. I get my Starbucks cup oversized, more whipped cream, everything. It's better service everywhere when I communicate respect and just say the mantra a lot. Okay, on the bad, the lady wasn't having any of your respect, so you just pulled back. What I say is when it wasn't having it, that's when you say the mantra more and say, I respect you, you keep saying it. Because it's for your benefit, Joanna. It's for your practice, not for the uptight lady at Starbucks. It's for you to get in the habit of being respectful to everybody your whole life. See? Okay. On the ugly, yeah, I warned you, everyone's going to ignore you. Most people are into their earbuds or in their phone. This guy's got it in his hand, he can't even be without it, And, that's life, right? And, but still, it's for your benefit to try to communicate and to smile and to think the mantra and to say it. So I hope you'll continue to try to do it. You had what I learned, and I thought you had a nice what I learned section. So overall, you did a good speech. I want you to be careful with your hands. You have a tendency to want to put them either in your pocket or like what you're doing now, kind of holding them, or behind your back. Just let them, if you can work on just letting them roll smoothly, that would be great. Thank you, Joanna, very nice. Okay.
Professor Miller, can I go?
You can go.
Here you go.
Are you on my list?
I am not on your list.
I told you to put okay, I added you down there.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you can go.
Yeah.
Who's someone at the door?
Yes.
Who? Oh, yeah. Come on in. Come on in here. You can let him in. Yeah. Thank you for waiting respectfully at the door. You're too close to the wall. It looks like you're afraid of the audience.
No, it's always scary.
Yeah, okay.
Am I in a good position?
No, but I'll change it with the camera. Yeah, there you are. Yeah. You got, yeah. It's Good. A half step back. Yeah, good. Good. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, if we have time, I'll have Joanna do the eye exercise. I'm going to have you do. Got out of it.
You can come back up. I'm okay with it.
No, that's okay. We'll go on, but yeah.
Cool. Hello, everybody. My name is Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
So, I'd like to start off by asking you all a question. How many of you have been up late at night, just couldn't sleep because you were so curious about a particular event that happened? Cool. A lot of you. Awesome. So, from a young age, I've always known I was curious. It was actually during a sleepover I had at my sister's place. There were so many things to do, but my favorite thing to do actually was to watch a fish tank. Because there was a fish in there swimming back and forth. It was a huge angelfish. I enjoyed it so much. The next morning after the sleepover, actually, my sister came into the room and noticed that, well, it seems as though something is wrong. Obviously, the fish is missing. Next thing you know, she walks into the kitchen and she sees that her kitchen drawer is slightly open, just maybe, just a little bit open. And she looks at the utensils, she noticed that there's a knife missing. And give or take, I was about the age of like 4 or 5. And so she walks into the bedroom, she sees the fish scale on the ground. From there on, everybody knew I was curious. So I'd like to start my speech about respect experiment with a quote from Steve Jobs. It's stay hungry and stay foolish. So today I'm going to be telling you about the experiences that I've had doing this respect experiment. I'm going to tell you about 3 experiences that I've had. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'll start off with the good. So one early morning when I was walking to school, very slowly, I happened to notice an old lady, soft, pale face. She was walking her small little poodle. I was preparing to respectfully engage in nonverbal communication with her. So I squared up, looked at her, and I smirked and I smiled. And she gave me the same reciprocation. She said, good morning. And that little good morning felt so good that the rest of my day became extremely positive, and I felt as though I had the perfect day that day. I met great people that day. It was just a great experience. But not all cases were like this. Actually, it seems as though majority of the people would either do 2 things. First, they would either, we made eye contact, it was totally awkward, and they would look down and walk away straight away. Or, secondly, they would look at me and notice that I'm smiling at them, and then they would think, this guy is totally attracted to me, and this is totally awkward, and they would kind of just like walk away very quickly. But all cases are not like this. So I have another question for y'all, specifically ladies. How many times, or if at all, ladies, have you had a guy come up to you and just talk to you? Raise your hand. Yes. Cool. Well, here's where it gets ugly. Well, it wasn't a man, but so late at night, I was on my way home, and I didn't want to walk home. So there's these scooters called Birds, and you pay like $1 to start them and ride them to go home. And so I was preparing to ride a scooter. I brought out my phone out. I was ready to start it up, and an elder lady approached me. This lady is around the age of my mother's age, like 40, 50. And nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm welcoming her into the conversation with me. So I noticed she's approaching me, so I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna respectfully engage her with non-verbally, and I look at her and I smile, and I square up to her, showing her respectful posture. She comes up to me and she asks me questions about the bird and how to use it. Obviously, she doesn't know how to use it, so she's asking me these questions. Later, because I engaged with a respectful conversation with her, later I figured out that she didn't want to know any information about the bird because she was heading to Ralph's, but she told me that she preferred walking. So it didn't really make sense. So somewhere I understood that maybe she has interest in me, which is totally weird because she's like my mom's age. Anyways, then, so respectfully, because she showed interest in me, I asked her for her number, and she told me she was going to be there that weekend. Actually, this is the worst part. I texted her, and she hasn't replied yet ever since, like, right now to this day. It was actually first week of summer school. She has not replied, so that's, like, the super ugly part. But it was just kind of a weird experience for me. I didn't see that coming. So to reiterate what I've learned from this experiment, and also what I want you all to take from it, from the quote itself, to stay foolish, stay hungry for information, right? You can get so much information by the experiences you had by doing this respect experiment. And stay foolish for experiences. Because you never know. What if I went on a date with that lady? It'd be totally awkward, but it'd be totally cool because I would never have experienced that once ever again in my life. Because I would know, well, this is weird, I don't want to do it again. Or this is awesome, I'd love to do it again. So with that being said, thank you all for listening to my respect experiment.
Okay, just go in the center and stay there, please. Yeah. Good. Thank you. And be your turn.
Hi, I'm Scarlett, and
Hi, Scarlett.
I like your speech because you perform it so naturally. It's like you are talking with us and not like just
Yeah. The natural talking to it. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Scarlett. Any improvement?
Hi, I'm Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi. I think you could improve in your speech and making the introduction a little more clear and like demonstrating more how it connects to the whole experiment. But other than that, I liked it.
Okay, yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
some points.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get you square to the camera. Yeah. Okay, Jonathan. Let me say that on a positive note, I like some of the elements of your speech. You're a natural speaker. You're pretty likable. For me, you move too much. Okay? And I prefer 3 movements, good, bad, the ugly, and you spend your time standing and delivering speech. And it got a little dizzy for me, and maybe it's because I'm trying to use this damn camera. So part of the time, I apologize you're not there because
That's fair.
I'm still getting the one set there, and you're back over there. And what are you doing?
So,
Okay, anyway.
So should I like stop?
Yeah.
Or
Right,
how long?
good. Glance over here. Now the bad, but glance over there, and the ugly back to the center, and yeah, that's what I think would be more effective. You'll see there are some speakers that are complete pacers and can get away with it, but I think it's a little distracting. Let me go through it and give you some feedback, and let me talk about first your introduction. You talked about you being curious.
I meant to tie that with Steve. I was curious for information.
Yeah, and you killed a fish and ate it or scaled it, and I think this was designed to be cute or endearing or something, but it was kind of long, and it wasn't linked to anything, and it didn't get tied back. I didn't get scales of the fish at the end. I got little Steve Jobs at the end, but so I'm with her. I was just like, what was that about? You're curious and you killed a fish. Yeah, and you went into the kitchen drawer and so be careful. Be careful about trying too hard to be cute or whatever. Yeah. So you switched up the order. You went bad, ugly, end, or you went good. No, you had good, bad, ugly. Okay, yeah, good, bad, ugly. Sorry, excuse me. So the good, you had the good experience, and that was positive. The bad, when you watch yourself tonight, you're going to see that the parts aren't crisp and clear because of the walking and where you are. So make them with your voice on the bad now and talk about the bad. I want to say something about all your questions to the audience. You were lucky that people participated and raised their hands, a warning, especially with a lot of strangers. If you're going to do public speaking in a lot of venues and events, when they don't know you, they won't raise their hands. I've tried this. I've struck out when I've giving lectures on my research in Chicago and Boston. How many of you have done this? And they look at me like, I go, oh, oops, okay. I guess none of you, huh? Okay, good. Yikes. So be careful about the hand raising. People are a little reluctant to go out on a limb. How many of you have been picked up by a man and talked to him? Raise your hand. You have? Oh, good. Yeah, it's not something everybody admits, right? You know.
So it's like a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, so I just be sensitive about that. The ugly, I didn't get it got to be a really weird kind of telling of a story, and I didn't get the link so much to respect, except I guess you were just, I couldn't tell if you were respecting her or hitting on her or.
I didn't hit on her. She hit on me.
She hit on you. And so you were letting her hit on you and saying the respect mantra while she was hitting on you.
Yeah, so exactly what I did was I noticed she was coming,
Yeah.
and I was just preparing myself to be respectful for her to come.
Yeah.
And I just gave her a smile.
Now, were you walking as she was asking? You were just stationary.
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 Can't put bombs at me.
Yeah, this was all a little confusing. So this was a, what do you call these older women that look for younger men? What are they called?
Cougars.
What are they called?
Cougars.
Cougars. Yeah. So she was a cougar, right?
Well, she was like an old cougar.
An old cougar. Okay, good. Well, whatever. Yeah, but you were the stuff you went into about her. You texted her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Call back. I don't know about that. I just maybe you left the story of leave it with this was the cougar and this is what happened and leave it there.
So it's excess.
Yeah, it was kind of a long story. Like the Steve Jobs relation to class, and like the way you tied it into the specifics, would have liked a little more if you could do the fish and do that. But I would say I would like to see you next time calm down. And I like a little enthusiasm, that's good. And less pacing, but keep your natural likability and enthusiasm. Okay? Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's not a question, but can I say something?
Yeah.
No, it's just that when you said to him that making people raise their hands is kind of awkward, I totally get what you mean, because when he asked something, I actually waited for someone to raise their hands first. I didn't want to be the first one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt like it was a good way to engage with the audience.
Get people to do something.
Yeah, and it made me more compelled with his story, because like he asked us whoever stayed up at night thinking, and then I was like, okay, where does he want to get with that? That happened to me. So
I've stayed up and I think, yeah. Remember to stand up and say your name. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, Lara. Laura, yeah, you make a good point, and it will engage the audience. I was trying to make the point, you gotta be careful with it, because some questions, people will be real reluctant to raise their hand, like, how many times have you had casual sex, Laura? Raise your hand. What? You're asking me that? That's wrong. See? Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to be careful.
Yeah.
How many times have you got drunk and had to be carried home? Raise your hand. No one, right? You gotta be careful.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Some questions just aren't gonna work. Okay. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
John.
thank you for the insight.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's hear from Mickey.
I did terrible.
Mickey in the house. Hi, Mickey.
Hi.
You thought I was calling you, right? Thought I was calling you on the phone,
No.
You knew I wasn't calling you.
I know it sounds like different. You say Mickey and Mickey, right?
Yeah, she's my assistant.
Yeah.
Okay, Mickey stands a little more that way. Step forward. Yeah, and Jonathan, can you lean toward the lady from Tokyo? Yeah.
Like definitely did.
One more step that way. Yeah, good. Okay, Mickey stands before you. Put the evil phone away. No phones in class. No texting. Nothing's more important than this class. No texting. Communicating, respecting non-verbally. Finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name. Feel the love. Start your speech.
Hi, my name is Mickey Wu.
Hi, Mickey.
So, last, almost 2 weeks ago, we had practice in class to show our respect to our classmates. And then, so that next 48 hours, I show my respect to the people who I met in the street or waiting in the bus stop, maybe in the Uber driver, in the car, maybe, yeah. So I think respect it should be mutual intersection of goodwill exchange. So today I'm going to tell you about 3 feelings from my 3 different stories about the good, bad, and ugly stories. So the first one is the good story. For the good story, when I'm walking in the street, I will see a lot. I will face a lot of people, and then I saying I respect to you in my mind. But yeah, at the time I got a lot of smiling face back, and I feel very happy for that part. And there's a mid-aged man I was so impressed on. He is a Uber driver. So as usual, I called Uber at home. At that time, I say, thank you so much, sir, instead of just saying hello. That's why I usually do. So, but this sentence made it a little bit different from usual. We begin to start a conversation. We talk about our life and our family. So he told me he is a father of 3 kids, and he already earned an MBA degree almost 20 years ago. That's so, yeah, it's really surprised me because he is a Uber driver, but I don't think, he being a Uber driver is because it's flexible, he can take care of his family. So this very impressed on me. But not every story is good. This is the next story is about the bad thing. I like all you maybe face a lot when you're walking in the street. You will see a lot of eyes. You want to make more eye contact with people, but a lot of people will avoiding our eyes, right? And I even heard a girl. She's pretty, but I just want to lick her a respectful eyes to her. But I can hear when I walk by her, she talked to the girl next to her, say I keep looking at her. I'm so like, oh what? I just want to look at you, be respectful. And then the next one is for the ugly story. That story is unlike the backstory. It's more like an embarrassing situation. When I just waiting a bus in the UCLA campus, there's a little girl also waiting for the bus coming with her mom, and I want to show respectful eyes to her and her mom. But I heard her say, talk to her mom, asking her why I'm keep looking at people around me. I'm maybe she don't understand, but I'm feeling my face is so hot at that time. That's so awkward. And after this story, I have learned like, I think the good thing you're showing your respectful in your non-verbally in your mind. No. What I have learned is you showing your respectful in your mind. Maybe people will sense that they will respect to you as well. But if they are not, they will misunderstand what you're doing at that time. I think respect should be a two-way. When people understand what you're doing, they will respect to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Okay, where are we? We're in the back row still?
Hi, I'm Lara,
Hi, Lara.
and I really liked your speech, Miki. I really like that when you told the story, for example, of the Uber driver, you didn't just say, oh, so I told him thank you, and he was really nice. I really like that you got into details. It made the story more compelling. And in general, I really like the way you told the story.
Yeah, it's good to have some detail in your story that makes them come alive. If you're too brief, then people aren't that interested in your story. Good point.
Hi, my name is Joanna.
Hi, Joanna, relax your hand.
I like this speech. I think the only thing we could work on is maybe a little bit more eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, Mickey. Yeah. Okay. Always in the picture. Okay, yeah. Stand that way a little bit more so I don't have more that way. So I don't have you more that way. So I don't have Johnson in the picture. Okay, yeah. Like your speech, like your English, you're clear, and that was good. You can tell you've worked on it, you're understandable, that's good. Well, your introduction, you was kind of matter of fact, and you said, basically you felt it should be two-way, and you had a good preview, a little bit more emphasis with your voice, good, bad, ugly, like that, okay? On the good, you told the Uber driver story and mentioned that he had an MBA, and he's still driving an Uber car because it's flexible and he can help his family. Yeah, well, times are tough for everybody around here and there and everywhere. And many people have 2 and 3 jobs to just pay the rent. So it's a good story. I would like you to have a little more link to the respect. I was saying the mantra as I was talking to him. One thing that you do, Mickey, when you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you'll see we never see your left hand. Do you have a left hand? Can we see it? Oh yeah, and let me comment. Your sweater doesn't fit. It's too big for you.
Yeah.
So that's bad. Don't ever wear a sweater like that to class. Roll your sleeves up to your to your elbow, because your hands are critical communication devices. See, and so we want you to always be, have hands out that are good to communicate with. Okay, but you'll see for the entire speech you kept your left hand behind your back. It was very interesting. Were you aware of that? Were you aware that you did that? No. Okay, good. Well, it's good. Maybe some Tai Chi would help you become a little bit more aware of your body. Do you know that exercise? You heard of Tai Chi?
No.
Okay, well, look into it.
Yeah, it's like meditation, but martial arts.
Slow.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, good. The bad experience, yeah. You said that there was a attractive woman that you looked at, and maybe you were looking too long, and she said, "Ooh, she's staring at me. What's wrong with her?" So I think maybe you need to learn to say, "I respect you," and look away, and not look long at people. Just do the respect. I respect you, and look away. You don't have to, zoom it in all the time. It'll still work, but people like the little girl going on to the next story. You apparently were really staring at the little girl, and that was too much. So I hope you learn not to stare, because the technique doesn't work when you stare. It spooks people when you stare at them over 5 seconds, yeah. What you learned, I thought, was well put. And you said it was a two-way street, and I agree with that. Let me see you do 3 to 5 seconds, and I want Joanna to pay attention to this. Let me see you do 3 to 5 seconds of eye contact, starting here with our friend Jonathan. And I want you to talk about your morning, and I'm going to clap when you can go on to the lady from Tokyo, and then further on, and go across the room. But talk and 3 to 5 seconds, and then move on to the next person. Okay? So I want to see you make, and no blinking. If you blink, I start the clock over again. Okay?
The entire time?
Yeah, no blinking.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And can you put your hair behind your ears? So or wear a bungee cord to clap. That's better. Yeah. So you can see your face. That's very good. Yeah, better. Okay. Okay, begin.
So today I'm.
No, right here. Right? Only to Jonathan. Only to Jonathan.
3 seconds.
3 to 5 seconds.
Okay.
5 seconds. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry, I put my hand in. To Jonathan, right here. Yeah.
Today I wake up and then I steam stuff.
Wait, I didn't tell you to walk.
Just stand here.
And you're not looking at him, you're looking over at Tokyo.
Okay. Okay.
Just Jonathan. Do you not stare at somebody? Right here. Okay, go, begin.
So today I wake up and then I go to find my.
Not Tokyo.
Today I wake up. I'll find my stuff to steam my buns. I ate some buns. I still feel a little bit hungry, and then I pick out my fridge, have some watermelon, and then
Okay, stop. Okay, you see how different it is when you go 3 seconds? And you don't blink, here's what you were doing. When you first started, Jonathan, you're going, today I had watermelon in my tea and it tasted stinky, so I got cantaloupe. That's what your eyes were doing. They were veering away. They weren't locked in solidly, okay? All right, nice job, thank you.
Good practice.
Can I go?
Yes, you may. Lara Naman. Oh, there you are. Malu. Okay. Lara stands before you. One step over that way. Come one step forward. Yeah, okay, good. Managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, finding friendly eyes near the front and the center, Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hi everyone, I'm Lara,
Hi, Lara.
and today I'm going to talk about the experiment Professor Miller gave us in our first lecture. So when he first started talking about respect, I thought it was a bit odd, because for me it was always something really obvious. But then he told us about an example when he went to McDonald's, that he talked to the lady and she gave him free apple pie because he asked her how her day went. And I decided to try that, because for me it was really simple, but at the same time it was something that I didn't do because, I don't know, just automatic. I always went there and I ordered my food, but I didn't ask her anything about her, and I felt like that was really weird. You know, you just don't know the people around you at all. So I got out of class, and instead of getting my phone and putting my earphones on, I just decided to look around and look at people, and that's when I started the experiment. And now I'm going to tell you about the good, the bad, and the ugly throughout the whole experience. First, the good. I always take the bus to get here to UCLA. And one day I decided to go in, and when I went in, I just asked the lady who was driving the bus how her day was going, and she said, "Oh, I'm good, and you?" And I said, "I'm good too, thanks." And I just sat down. I rolled the whole way in until my stop, and when I was getting off, she turned to me and she said, "Have a nice day." And I felt really good, especially because she didn't say that to anyone else. And I felt like she was saying that to me because I gave her attention first. So I got off the bus, and I was really happy about it. And I felt like my day went a whole lot better. And now I'm going to tell you about the ugly. That actually goes back to right when I got out of class. And I got off my phone, I started looking at people and saying I respect you in my mind. And not surprisingly at all, most of them just ignored me. But, I mean, they weren't on their phones. I don't feel like they were doing it to be rude. I just feel like it's something people usually do. And now the ugly. What happened to me in the ugly part was actually a bit different, because the guy wasn't rude to me. But I was walking in Manhattan Beach, and when I got to the sidewalk, there was this guy next to me. He was a bit older, and he was just walking, and he stumbled, and he almost fell. And I looked at him immediately, and I thought in my head, I respect you. Right before I was gonna ask you how he was doing, if he was okay. But I felt like when I looked at him, maybe he felt I was judging him. So he just turned to me and he grabbed my arm and he said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I'm so clumsy," and he started apologizing, and he felt really bad. And he didn't do anything to me. I just looked at him because I was trying to give him respect, but it made me feel bad anyways, that I gave him the opposite impression. So I learned 3 things in this experiment. The first one is that when you give someone respect, no matter how, there's a bigger chance the person will give it back to you. And the second one is that something that is really simple to you, that is just looking at someone and smiling, can make the person's day a lot better. And the third one is actually kind of a story too, that in most of my experiments, I was always with one of my flatmates, and they thought it was really weird that I was just turning to people and smiling and asking them how their day was going. And they were always asking me, "Whoa, why are you being so nice to people?" And I felt it was so weird that they asked me that, because it's something that everyone should do. And I just said, "I don't know, you should try it. It's just, I don't know, it's automatic." And then they actually started doing it too. So it made me feel really good that I could pass that to someone else. And that's it.
Thank you, Lara. Okay, well, where are we? You went already? Okay, we're here.
although sometimes it was like sequencing or something, but you talked with your hands and that was nice. It kept people engaged and it felt like you were a lot more into it yourself. Thank you.
Yeah. Improvement?
Hi everyone, I'm Cheerful. And
What's your name? Cheerful?
Yeah.
Cheerful.
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 Yeah.
Cheerful. Okay, cheerful.
I like your natural speech. I think that the improvement maybe you can have a conclusion, maybe connecting to your introduction.
Yeah, tie back. Yeah. Yeah. I want to roll with these phones. Okay. Okay. Well, you're very likable as a speaker, so don't lose that. Okay. Can you get your hair back? Yeah. Put it behind you. Wear a bungee cord to class or something. Okay. The beginning was good. It was engaging. When you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you'll see that you're a little bit awkward and you don't know how to stand still yet. You're kind of you're moving around a lot and you move your leg up and down and you try to just stand and deliver. Park yourself in as a tripod and stand there. You'll see what I mean. You're going like this and this, and I had to kind of jiggle around. I want you to practice walking now for me, Laura. I want you to walk 3 times only. I want you to walk to the right, tell us about your morning, then walk all the way to your left, and then back to center, okay? So, tell us about your morning, and walk and talk.
Okay, so.
Relax, don't hold your thumb, just relax your hands, okay.
So today I set up my alarm to 11 a.m. But I was really tired, so I just kept.
Stay there now for your first point.
So I just kept snoozing until it was.
Look at all the people over in that area.
noon. And then I woke
Take
up
a
because
few more seconds there.
then I woke up because
Look
I
at
had to
Tom.
go to class. So I stood up, I put on some clothes, I ate a quick meal.
And come back
then-
way over here now, all the way 5 steps. Yeah.
And then I walked to the bus stop.
Work Joanna now. Yeah. Work this side.
And then I
Stay over here. Don't sway. Lock it in once you get there. Okay. Stay here. Now tell us about it. Okay. You ate a watermelon and you had lunch. You keep going. Yeah.
Okay, so I ate something and then I walked to the bus stop because I was already late. I just waited for my bus, I got in, and I came here.
Okay, now walk back to center, keep talking.
And that's how my morning went. I'm not really a morning person, so I woke up in the afternoon already.
Okay. One violation of walking is you lead with the leg you're walking towards. So if you're gonna walk right, step right first. And you're crossing over. Say 1, 2, 3. Now walk left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Better. So you were crossing over your first step. So don't cross over. Okay, let me keep talking to you a little bit. You said that you did the bus and you made a human connection and you got through to her because she thanked you. And I've had this happen too. It's a very human thing and it made your day and it was good. That was a very good story. When you see tonight on YouTube, you'll see that you mixed up the good and the bad and the ugly. You said the ugly for the bad. No big deal. You just, with your voice, make the narrative very clear. I was really intrigued by friends' reactions, and I'm glad that you're playing it forward, and that you were saying, Because your friends at first were probably laughing at you for being nice because they think they're cool being indifferent to people. That's not cool. That's just indifferent.
It's
You
not
know?
that they're not nice to people, it's just that they thought it was weird that I was trying to have a connection with people I don't know.
Right. I understand. Yeah. And LA is a little different, you know. Too, so. And I want to give you one final compliment. I like the way you numbered the things you learned. So 1, 2, 3, and that was good. And then just remember, you know what a tieback is, right? Yeah. So if you start with a poem, make a reference to the poem, so have some kind of tieback. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we have time for one more. Who's gonna go? Yeah, let's get it done. Is Guo you? Who's that? Where are you? Yuha. Brando. Let's put down Brando. Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, begin.
Hello guys, I'm Brando.
Hi, Brando.
Hello, Professor. I'm going to introduce the experiment that our professor gave us 2 weeks ago. This experiment is about respect. Chopin just, I respect you, non-verbally, not saying any word. This can be difficult because if you want to deliver some information to others, especially strangers, you have to say something specified, something concrete. But in this way, we cannot say, but just telling them something by our body language. So I don't think it is easy. But the easiest way to do it is also simple too. Just smelling and nodding, I think. So I will tell you 3 stories about this experiment I take. The good story is about crossing the road. In our country, drivers are not so polite and patient when they are crossing the road. They don't want to waste time on waiting passengers to cross the road first. They're always like in a hurry and speed up. But things are completely different here. Why? I don't know. Maybe the legal. But one day I want to cross the road because the light on my road is green. I want to walk. In the meanwhile, I saw a car is opposite to me and seems to turn to the left. And it's okay because there is no limitation for her. I stopped for safety. But what surprised me most is that she stopped either. She stopped for a couple of seconds, and what you said, we both stopped for a couple of seconds, and know what she means. She let me go first. Okay, I walked. I walked in the middle of the crossing, and I nodded at her and smiled at her. She also nodded at me either, and raised her arm up like this to let me go first. I really thanks for her kindness and patience, and I say respect to her in my mind. This is a good story. The bad story is not so pleasant like this. One day I walked back home, what is a dormitory, after class. I met an energetic boy who is walking and driving a basketball. You know, I'm a lazy boy, and I don't like to do exercises and going outside. So I really appreciate that. Appreciate those who are good at sports, like Jonathan. Yeah, you see, very energetic, I think. I smiled at him. I want to show my respect to those energetic boys, but he seemed angry. I just stared at him for a second, for only a couple of seconds, but maybe he thought that I looked down upon him or laughed at him because she dreamt it was not so good enough. She even tried to fight with me at that time, and I apologized for that at once and explained the experiment I take. I want him to forgive me. The third one is the ugly one. I don't know whether that was ugly, but a little bit embarrassing. I was shopping in a supermarket to buy some beverages and cookies. The space between two display stands is so limited that only two people can work in the meanwhile and without let me see, I was a little nervous. I was walking between two lines, and a woman was pushing a car, walking to me. I expressed my respect to her in my mind and smiled at her. And I want to avoid her car because we think we could meet or just occur if we continue to speed up. So, but unfortunately, we always choose the same side. As I turn to the right, he turns to the left. I turn to the left, he turns to the right. So we can't get through that line successfully. She seemed a little bit angry and asked me what I wanted to do. I had to stand stationarily and apologize and explain again for what I did. But she didn't forgive me and went away angrily. The story are not pleasant. What I learned from this experiment is that I thought the kindness may be easy to deliver to strangers because things are all great in the movies like this, but it seems not so easy in the real world. Your smile and nodding may be misunderstood by others if you don't behave appropriately. Even if you want to show kindness to the outside environment, but the result may be that you always get an unexpected result. However, even we can't do this well, we still can do this to show our respect to others because we really respect them in our minds, I think. That's all.
Thank you. Okay. Wow. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm
Ishan.
Yeah.
Hi, Ishan.
I think you have a really great introduction, like talking about your experience first, because I think I have the same experience as you.
Okay, so you could relate to it, huh? Improvement?
Hi, I'm Ilaria.
What's your name?
Ilaria.
Elia.
Ilaria.
Elia.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's
How long we late for dinner?
Ilaria.
Ilala.
Ilaria.
Ilaria.
Laria.
Ilaria.
Yeah.
Ilaria. Okay.
I think that you look really nervous. I think maybe even for the language, because I can understand you that it's hard to find words in a language that is not yours. I
Yeah, those were good comments, both that were made, and I agree with them. When you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you will see that you do this called steepling, so don't do that.
I remember that.
That's a romper room no-no. Walk 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Stay there for good. Over here for the bad. Back to the center for the ugly. Understand? Bad.
Bad.
Ugly. Yeah. Good. Yeah. We understand. Okay, I know we're going to get out of here. I know we're over time, folks. I'll make this quick. You did well with English as your second language or third or whatever it is. You did fine, and I know you were searching for words and you were under pressure, so you did fine. I want to just say 2 things. Be careful about smiling too long and staring too long at people, and because you're not doing the experiment right. Just say the mantra to yourself mostly. I respect you, and look away. I respect you. I respect you. Think of respect coming from you as a vibration. That's all. Not always Mr. Smiley, okay? And I liked your what I learned. I thought you summarized well. And other than that, good job. Thank you. Okay, we will start film speeches on what day?
Monday.
Monday. So be ready, A's and B's.